then
I think
why
it was
not?
huge this game.
I think if there's an Enigma, the other team will definitely want to take Bounty Hunter.
We're gonna find out if a team wants Bounty Hunter because we are in the draft of game number 3, guys. It is the last match of the day. It is like 1 a.m. here local time. These teams, they are ready for this. They have to win this game in order to make it to the next tournament day because.
So
because we're
first
in a lower
pick
bracket.
is Fnatic this time.
No Enigma.
No Enigma.
Not going to solve your problems that way.
So
Okay,
they
so-
love Nature's Prophet. Chen is the other big
We
one.
saw like the NP completely ignored because of the first pick Enigma, and I think OG were like, hey, for game 1 I was like, let's give them NP because they love NP, but we'll get Enigma. But Fnatic may go back for it now.
Do they just pick Earth Spirit maybe because DJ plays it well? It's very good at pressuring the mid lane. It's
They want the OD though.
okay.
Typically, I mean, you talk about protecting Miracle's farm, and you talk about like what the Earth Spirit can do. We'll put it on crit then.
I mean, that game showed how strong OD is. He got absolutely dumpstered mid lane, and he still ended up having a huge impact in the late game fights. Natural Hex Carrier, great at keeping teammates alive and dodging clutch spells. Like, that was one of the worst OD performances you'll ever see. Not Miracle's fault, but he still had a big impact.
Also rushing really fast. We saw that a few times. Just that damage.
They're probably talking things through here.
So
The OD's been the key. I mean, it was the key pick. It was banned in game 1. OG know Fnatic will want to go for that as a first stage pick when they have second pick, for example. And it's been elevated to first pick because it was the pick in the previous game as well.
What do you think of?
So there's Void, there's Tide. I'd be surprised if OG don't pick either of them here. I think they'll get at least they'll get one. Batrider's also available. That's the other really big hero.
What do we think about the difference of Radiant Dire? Obviously, the first 2 games, Fnatic was Dire on both times. First pick was for OG both times. Who do you think made the change in terms of wanting to swap it up?
I think OG chose. I think Dire is incredibly important. I mean, looking at just raw win rates, it's something like 60+% win rate at this tournament. And I think looking at how the last 2 games went, where the early game laning stage didn't come into play, we just had a 60+ minute game where Roche became very important. So my guess would be OG chose Dire, but. And also just knowing that Enigma very likely was going to be elevated to a band that you're not going to be able to first pick Enigma anymore. So I think because of that, first pick becomes less valuable.
Oh, the Earth Spirit.
Yep.
That
makes sense.
Good hero, good player.
I wonder if again it comes down to so much whether they're putting Miracle mid, safe lane. They'll put him safe lane if they know his lane's not going to be contested, but it means if he is mid, he's got the Earth Spirit, so lane goes well.
What do you guys think? Oh, I was gonna ask about Moon, but that's pretty no-tail hero. I mean, Moon can play it, but...
He played it game 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Flexible.
What do you guys think of Moon's performance last game? Because I think early on in the game, he wasn't that good.
Shaky.
He was, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say...
He seems nervous. He actually seems like that to me is probably the one word I'd use to describe him right now.
Yeah, exactly. I had a joke prepared. I was gonna say, not enough Moon, too much Meander, but... Oh well.
You tried. You tried.
When you warned us the joke was coming.
Yeah.
You gotta ambush us with it.
You should have thrown that one out again.
I like the Chen.
Rule number 1 in the pound, just go for it. Don't think about it.
Why did you mention that you had a joke prepared?
I felt like the moment had passed, so I had to explain why I was telling the joke.
Okay. You have to pretend you were planning on using it all along. At the moment that you used it, that's the way it works.
Oh, mid one, concentrating. DJ, pretty chilled.
Hey, why do you think the Winter Wyvern got banned out?
Ohio looks happy.
I think Ohio is probably a bowl of nerves after he made the game-losing Mist Ravage.
I mean, Wyvern is a go-to fly support as to why it's banned this game. Normally, he's been picking it versus Enigma.
Good deep push, good against the Chen. Fnatic like to kind of group up and push around the Chen pretty much.
Where's the Phoenix if you want a Chen counter?
That's what they banned the Wyvern and the Jar. To me, that says they want to push. That's
absolutely.
And that's...
They just want to go to bed.
Well, there's Drow available. OG could ban it now.
Shadow Shaman available still as well.
I don't think you want Drow. I'm not a. I mean, Drow OG's okay. I'm just. That to me was not the best hero last game, even though they end up winning with it. Though again, it goes back to the fact they shouldn't have maybe won.
Right, I don't think the Drow was good last game either.
I think it's consistent with Fnatic's psychological state right now. Maybe after the last game, that it makes sense to want to go for a pushing strategy.
Yep. You want to try win based on strategy and not have to go into the clutch late game because that's where your players are not going to be in the best and just even fatigue, mental instability, like things are going to get tough.
I hope these aren't exactly their reasons because that does not suggest much confidence.
No, I mean this is like their main playstyle of the tournament anyway.
Yeah.
But I just think they're going to force it, and I think
I still think they generally are their win percentage goes up a lot when they win early. They're not the best late game
Absolutely. And
team.
we talked going back before the group stage even began. The like pros and cons of Fnatic is the laning stage, the early game. Even going back to past tournaments, past editions of Fnatic, Orange Esports, they're always a team known for picking lane dominators, early game heroes, early game drafts. They don't win the early game, they lose. That's just the nature of their playstyle. These players are kind of being often defined by that. They can win in the late game, it's just not their bread and butter.
So OG, I think, need to keep in mind if we remember back to the first game, that there they had the Bat Silencer and Sven as their core, and even though Sven got super farmed, because it was just the Sven, it got controlled, and that's why I was thinking.
Yeah, deep push.
Yeah, they need to make sure.
Really good deep push.
Zeus's deep push. It's also a core that will scale. It's probably gonna be no tail 0, and there's less pressure on Miracle than.
Yeah,
And Vision.
I think this is like the first time in a while for OG. I'm like, I like that they're putting OG on this hero. Like they're putting no tail on this hero. I feel like he's just been on heroes that didn't suit him and the overall OG playstyle all that well. But Zeus, Batrider, those to me are like the right kind of no tail selections.
Vengeful Spirit's such a good hero. Just great
push.
at everything. It's
Yeah,
good.
great
It helps.
everything. Good against Bat.
Yeah, and it helps you high ground, and it prevents high
And
grounding.
If you happen to end up in a late game scenario, yes, that's not the plan. Swap Hex, always good.
Yeah.
That was what, ultimately without Swap Hex, I don't think OG win that last game.
Yep.
They got a couple key pickoffs with it.
They also really need the vision.
So, see what, the other thing, go back to a hero.
OG grabbing a Pugna.
Wow. I think this is Fly's here. They did a support Pugna earlier in the tournament. They're going to pick some big hard carry from Miracle in the safe lane that can kind of benefit from this. Not sure what it's going to be. Nature's Prophet's still ignored, by the way. I wonder if that's a consideration for Fnatic in the offlane. But the fact they haven't picked it yet makes me think it's not. And they'd rather get some kind of just team fighting type hero. That seems to be the direction they want to go with a higher. Like put him on the Beastmaster, the Tide.
Yeah, his Nature's Prophet hasn't gone so well in this tournament. I think his Nature's Prophet is very good, but I think that they adjusted it into a certain playstyle which wasn't the one they used to play, and maybe he wasn't quite ready to do that with a like max teleport first, buy early items, just go to all the fights.
Yeah.
I
think Darkseer's the pick.
Darkseer is an excellent hero, and especially when there's no Enigma, no Tide, you guarantee that you've got
if
the
you
AoE.
want to be able to push, like Chen can go mech, Darkseer can go pipe. Alternatively, Chen can rush the Aghanim Scepter if Darkseer goes for the mech. Nick's similar kind of sort. I think this is actually a higher hero, even though they've run it. Oh, it could be either
Could be
higher
mid-ones.
or Mushi plays safe on OD, but
You know what?
the reason I think it's more likely a higher hero is because that means if they're running it mid and doing OD safe lane, like OD's your only real core and your damage deal. You need like that secondary DPS hero, which has to then come from a higher in the offlane, which is not really his role.
Well, Prophet's still out there. So
Yeah,
if OG don't ban at that. If Nyx Prophet, great ganking combo. And
Prophet's
they're
like
gonna
the
ban
one
Sven,
hero I could
so-
see working
So,
with
so
the
they're,
next mid.
they're definitely expecting the offlane Nyx here.
Nyx is such a good hero, yeah, actually. It's excellent against all of OG's heroes. It's kind of ridiculous, and
Pugna and Zeus, that's a buffet for Nyx.
to the point that like you could treat Nyx as like a scaling core because of the damage output it's going to have because of all those heroes. And
So let's run the Nyx in the safe lane farming role.
no, I mean they put it mid.
Yeah.
And
Calm down.
what I was thinking is, how is
guys.
Phoenix? I mean, how do you kill the egg with those heroes? Those heroes can't attack an egg. Like,
Are you not worried about your lineup's actually not that great at pushing towers and also not that great in the late game? That to me is the big concern there. Because your only real push is like Chen creeps alone you're not gonna be able to break towers quickly. You don't have a good Roche. Revenge OD is okay, and you don't have the best late game because you've got a Nyx as well as a Phoenix. Phoenix kind of transitions into like a support type here in the late game.
Well, they get to see OG's pick first, so I think
Yeah.
that's very important.
So
Yeah, if OG, depending on OG go, you can kind of
Miracle
decide.
heroes.
Especially if you go, I mean,
Juggernaut, Morphling.
Slark,
anti-mage.
Anti-Mage, yeah.
Slark's not bad here. It's a little slow though.
Do you think anti-mage here would be greedy because there's like that push element? I'm not actually sure it would be. I think
Anti-Mage was actually picked, like used as a pick you sometimes do against the Chen push stretch just because it kind of threatens with counter push in some weird way. It hits the timing where he has Battle Fury at the same time Chen has like mech and is pushing towers, so you can actually push and threaten side lanes very, very well with Battle Fury.
I feel like anti-mage is. Am I right? It's the hero that he first got noticed on, I think.
Yes.
And
That was, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so if let's say they went for like an anti-mage, how about Clinks for Fnatic? Pushes, can kill squishy supports, takes towers quickly.
Quinks is really good here.
Good with the Nyx.
Yeah. Quinks is a really solid pick, even regardless of AM or not.
Quinks is good. I don't
not
know why.
a-
Well, I'm assuming like AM or something. Morphling's out there. No, they're gonna go AM.
Yeah. When in darts, and this was actually.
Oh, were you saying Quinks for Fnatic, or you thought
For
OG?
Fnatic.
Yeah. I think it's a good pick for Fnatic, but.
Pugna Zeus are
So what's
quite
Mushi
squishy.
thinking? You see an AM. Are you saying I'm going to outcarry this and just put the OD mid now? That's like in Mushi's mind. He's thinking like I'm playing the OD and I can carry this game, or I want to play like a carry that can beat the anti-mage.
So who beats AM?
Actually, in this position, I think.
I mean,
Mushi goes
OD's really good against AM already.
We saw
the support of the squad.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
expected. They went.
Mushi is taking the secondary approach.
We might be in for a long game here. What do you think is the timing that the team should try to hit LD?
Fnatic needs to have gotten something done by the time anti-mage starts going crazy farming, because even though Fnatic can go late, if the anti-mage hits his timing and they haven't put any pressure on the game, they're just going to lose.
Fnatic need to play around the Spectre Haunt really aggressively in the early game. I feel they can't just try and play passively, farm Spectre, wait for the. I mean, obviously the Radiance is going to come much later than.
Yeah, you're
OG's
running Spectre OD. That is if you just try to play a farm war that's slow, it's very greedy against anti-mage Zeus. Batrider AM's going to outfarm both of them, and Batrider and Zeus will find kills. So I agree. Need to use the Haunt. Need to use the Chen Smoke ganks and try to take an advantage and then farm from
This is going to come down to, I feel like, DJ Chrissy and Crit, like how these two roaming players can influence the early game as well as the mid lane. I think that's kind of the key factor here.
The pressure is on. Do or die. Fnatic versus OG by Capitalist and Blitz.
What a series it's been so far, and we're finally here at game number 3 between OG and Fnatic. Who's going to be coming out on top, and who's going to be going home? We want to actually go back to the draft real quickly, because Blitz and I were talking about it. Blitz, you said that you actually kind of like both drafts, but that was before the last picks. Did the last pick AM and the last pick Spectre persuade you to one side or the other?
Kind of like OG's draft better, and I'll tell you why. Because they got Earth Spirit. That's the entire reason why I'm okay with everything. Like in some ways, I look at OG's or Fnatic's draft, I'm like, they got their Chen, they run this hero so many times, DJ's a sick Chen player, he deserves a lot of respect. No matter what happens in this game, this guy has really proven himself on the international stage twice now, in my opinion. He played really well at Frankfurt, despite Fnatic's disappointing finish. He's played exceedingly well here. They'll walk away proud, but Earth Spirit is such a good hero, and I can never doubt this guy.
All right, Earth Spirit is the call from Blitz. OG will be able to secure themselves the bottom bounty rune, and Top Miracle attempted to go for it, but did just get imprisoned away.
Yeah.
So the split is even.
Somebody tweeted at me, they're like, but Blitz, Earth Spirit doesn't even have that great of a win rate. And I thought about replying, and I was just like, no, of course I'm not using Twitter. My sister is managing my social media while I'm in China.
Right, of course.
You sounded skeptical there.
Yeah, I was. Bottom lane Moon is going to be once again in a good Batrider position. It's not
He's
matched
in like
up
the
against
best Batrider position.
Yeah, it's even better than being matched up against the Deuce. He's essentially left alone against the Spectre for now, because the moment the Vengeful Spirit does come across, we're going to have the Earth Spirit addressing net immediately.
Even with the Vengeful Spirit there, it's not that great. Because what can Net do? You see that he goes for the Wave of Terror first?
Yeah.
He's going to expend his first stun of the game, and then Moon's like, okay, that's all your mana.
He's a right-clicking support against Sticky Napalm. It's never going to work out too well.
And it's a short right-clicking hero, and on top of that, your carry doesn't pressure very hard. That's the biggest thing that you want to look for, is some dual lanes work against Batrider. This is not one of them. As you see the lane already push in forward as Crit tries to drag the creeps away, and it is successful.
Yeah, but look at this top lane. It's hilarious. Miracle's getting shoved out by a Satyr Tormentor. He's just getting it spammed out time and time again, which is allowing Ohio to be in a beautiful position. He's already gotten a couple of CS, and he's now level 3.
This is so funny to watch. Miracle's like, what are you supposed to do? And I was like, what are you doing with your life, Chen?
He's like, okay, I burned through the mana, that's something.
Yeah. But you don't want to waste all your regen like he did.
Yeah.
Okay, look at the combined regen right now. Like, Fly has 1 Tango, he's got 1 shared Tango left to go. Then you're out of regen. You actually have to ferry yourself some more, but the Courier's in use right now by No Tail mid. Things are going so well for Fnatic, and although the Chen is going to get slowed down a little bit by this, he's just going to pick up another Hadouken creep. If he sends this one up too, like, Miracle's...
He's gonna lose his mind.
Yeah, I would actually just dream of these purple satyrs with their weird tongue mouths.
Yeah, they did update the graphics a little bit. Now it just looks like part of their beard.
No, it doesn't, but
Okay.
at bottom lane, this Batrider is still getting quite a bit out of the off lane. Not as much as this Nyx right now, but doing okay. And they need Ohio to have a big game. His Tidehunter, the Ravage is near the end. You could debate cost them. Like, if he had 2 really strong initiating ones, maybe they get okay with it, but because of the whiff, they got completely traded out for nothing.
DJ is not going to be using that extra Tormentor up at the top lane. He clears through his stack and actually catches up pretty damn nicely. Still hits 3x3 despite having that Satyr Tormentor at the top lane for the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive. I didn't know that you could clear it that easily, but I guess the cooldown on it is quite low. The AoE on it is pretty huge, and the damage on it is a lot better than I thought. I thought it was like 100, but this bottom lane still, because you have 1 jungle hero and a Vengeful Spirit.
Oh, crit messed that one up. He didn't drop the...
Oh, Moon at bottom.
Oh, are they actually going to be able to kill Moon? He's not going to be escaping from this one. DJ's on the other side of things. Fairy Fire, healing self, everything. Moon's going to try and blow it, but it's not enough. First blood finally gets picked up by DJ.
Yeah, what's weird is that Mushi had Dagger the entire time. There's like no reason for that to be as close as it was, but Mushi's trying to like infinite min-max. And what's important for me is that Fnatic just tries to forget about last game, like the panel talked about. And No Tail's going to get gone on briefly as Ohio actually takes the rune. But your mentality for this game has to be strong, Cap. You have to tell yourselves, we can still win this game. Doesn't really matter what's going on.
Ohio may actually kill Crit. He only needs another right click and he should be able to get it too. Jesus. Ohio, level 5.5, making up for some of the mistakes of game number 2.
Wait, does he have Arcanes already?
I believe he does.
And the same amount of CS as an anti-mage.
Gold, yeah. Oh, what neutral creeps can do for you, really.
Yeah, seriously, but OG, I've seen them in this position before. Miracle Anti-Mage, this was the hero that they used to pick when they needed a win. Remember, it was against Fun Fumes, the old Team Liquid, where in the MLG qualifiers, I believe, they just like picked it consecutive games and he's able to dig them out of that 1-game hole. They're gonna ask him.
He's gonna have to do some heavy carrying, because while Moon is getting some CS, we already watched him die once. He's already having to deal with a Nyx assassin who's keeping him a little bit under wraps. And then mid lane is just going terribly. I mean, it's a Zeus versus an OD. AM finally does go down. Jesus.
Wait. Okay, it's just to the Satyr Creep and Ohio. Alright, Miracle just this Satyr Creep.
I am actually flabbergasted at the amount of impact this Satyr Creep is.
Okay, you know what the best part about this is that we haven't considered and we should talk about is the 6 HP regen it gives you on top of the fact that it's a Nyx assassin.
This is also true.
That's that's 10 HP regen.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do against that? As he's immediately going to pop his ultimate.
Oh, he's not going to be able to get ahead of this one. He will be taken down as Bushi pops the ultimate. They are going to be able to get the kill at the same time on the Pugna. Spectre gets out as well as Net. They take it up pretty damn well between them. 5-0. Fnatic. An amazing start for game number 3.
Okay, they're cool. They forgot about last game.
Yeah, they definitely have.
Short-term
memories. Up, DJ wants to be able to gain a cup, no tail, and he'll easily be able to get it too. I'm not sure how this TP is going to stop things, as perhaps the Decrepify, that actually will stop things pretty nicely.
Yeah, they don't quite have enough damage for that, but Still, this Ohio top lane has gone way too well. Miracle's been shut down pretty effectively. The support, Pugna is a little bit greedy. He's been zoned out of the lane and been forced to help out mid. And now you're in a position where Ohio, I feel like, is just going to rip open this game right now for Fnatic and create so much space for them.
Bat Rider is full-time jungling and giving the Earth Spirit room to catch up at that bottom lane. But it feels like that's what the OG is going to be doing for a lot of this game, catching up.
Yeah, Fnatic is doing so well in the laning phase right now. I'm actually incredibly impressed by their early game. It just looks like they were able to shake off everything. Looking like a veteran team is OG. No-Tail's going to TP back mid, and they're going to make a go at it.
If they had actually been able to get a Lightning Bolt, maybe they could have gone for the Thunder God's Wrath and killed him. But
He's got 17 wand charges.
oh yeah, you're right.
I think
He's
he was
prepared
cool.
for anything.
Yeah. OG needs something to happen though, but unfortunately for them, they picked heroes that can't really do anything without items. Just the problem. Like Moon, he's gonna come up here, but Ohio, he's just gonna pop the ulti, I think.
Yeah. There it goes. Invis immediately. At least they blow the first Vendetta defensively.
Yeah, I think that's kind of okay. It creates some space for your mid laner because No-Tail does not want to be in a situation where a hero can just kill him solo, which is what would pretty much happen. Ohio's got max level Impale already, the mana burn does a lot to Zeus, and you've got the Haunt available from Mushi, but the laning phase, with how it's going right now, Fnatic are just going to get a lot of map control with the heroes that they have. It allows the Chen to continue to just farm up, and it looks like they're even going to go for this wraparound on crit.
They originally wanted to go for mid, it looked like, but they didn't have the time, and now Crit is going to be caught out. He gets the full roll pass. They're going to dive into the tier 2 tower for this one, as the Chen creeps easily able to take up those tower heads.
Their target here would have been the tower, and they need to save the siege creep if they want to be able to secure this one.
No-Tail's dead as well in the mid lane. Ohio rotates across.
Yeah,
The
there's
Prismic
nothing.
just sets up these rotations so easily. The Vengeful Spirit, Chen, Nyx Assassin, any of them can come gank mid.
Yeah, nothing he could do in that position, and now OG, they have to know that this Nyx is headed down here too. And with this tower gone, there's not going to be a lot of safeguards for them. They've got to be careful. Ohio has just popped his ultimate. OG, they do have the Nether Ward down, but I don't think this is going to be enough to quite deter them, especially if this tower goes down.
Yeah, we don't really have any rotating heroes at all from OG. They can't TP in and try and save.
Gonna bop the
Counter
sentry
ward.
though.
Laid out. They do manage to get the stun onto Ohio, follow up silence, but it's pretty clear there's nothing else that's going to happen here for OG.
7-0 though, Cap, and arguably they've got the better late game. And OG, they've got the team fighters. They're gonna pop the Zeus ulti. Not to do much.
Maybe that was I don't know. What was that for? Scout out Ohio?
Just in case they decide to go for the immediate smoke right after too.
Okay.
But Mushi's gonna get sent back to base, and OG have a really unique lineup. Like they've got a lot of team fight with the Earthstrain and the Pugna, but those are still greedy supports. Like these are not the best heroes at zoning out. Neither of them are reliable stuns, and Fnatic are taking full advantage of that right now. As Miracle is getting pressured quite a bit. They're just putting heroes in his lane to make it difficult for him to farm, and because Mushi's hard to kill for OG's lineup, not much that they can do. They're gonna just have to wait for Moon's Blink Dagger, honestly. Like, it's such a weird position to be in. Like, you pick these heroes that don't have reliable stuns.
Oh, the stun. They're going to be able to pick off the Pug now. Ohio, it all starts with his early level 6, but he's managed to continue this line with constant pressure all around the map. OG, they just cannot seem to get a hold on this game as is.
Yeah, Ohio's like redeemed everything right now. He's got 2,400 gold. He could do something I used to see Universe do, go for the Hannah minus, but Blink is the much safer choice for the type of game that they want to play right now.
Yeah. This will allow him to close the gap with that Zeus a bit easier.
I don't even know how No-Tail's supposed to live in this game right now. Like, the Nyx Assassin is just going to make his life awful.
Doesn't seem like a real good proposition, but we'll see. Fnatic are pressuring almost every single lane at this point in time. Mushi staying up at the top lane. Animage has actually gone all the way down to bottom just to stay away from the Spectre.
Yeah, and I like this decision from Miracle to just avoid everything. OG know that the anti-mage still hits a really strong timing, and They're doing everything they can to protect this core right now, but mid, again, even with the haste rune in his bottle, doesn't even have time to pop it.
And the Blink Dagger's revealed from Moon as well. So they may get the tier 1 tower at the bottom lane, and sure, that's going to bump up the Miracle Battle Fury a bit, but Fnatic are getting much better trade-offs all around the map.
Yeah, their decision to send the first Chen creep up to the top lane to help out Ohio completely paid off. Like, this was the best decision that they made in this entire series.
It really didn't influence DJ's progression all that much. He still has level 6, is going to have the mech and another 250 gold. They do manage to get the lasso here. This is a big pick-off if they can actually get it. The combo up, Sun Silence, oh, and actually drops down the ultimate. They almost have it, but the send back is just in time. Chen saves the critical kill. Mid one gets away.
That was so close. The Zoot soul, he's just like spam clicking. He's like, please let me get this one. But he was bottle charging all the way through. Still a really good setup from OG. Doesn't really cost them anything. They do reveal the Blink Dagger from the Batrider, but that was a really worthy time.
Yeah, the crit follow-up there. The stun silence. Oh, but they pushed too far. Mushi had his ultimate ready to go. The swap, they're going to be able to get crit as well, actually. OG thought they could actually, I mean, if they killed the OD, maybe they could have pressured that mid lane a little bit, but as is, the Spectre had the ultimate ready to go, will be able to chase down these zeros, and it looks like they're going to be able to get more. Ohio blinks to the background, is able to catch No Tail as he's trying to retreat 12-2. Fnatic, they'll get this tier 1 tower finally.
Yeah, and this should be a free one for them as they don't have the Bat Lasso quite yet. Not a whole lot they can do to defend that one. That's some map control for Fnatic. They've got all the tier 1 towers out of the way while only losing their bottom one. Probably the least important one for them right now. And this Nyx Assassin has just been an absolute terror.
And still no Battle Fury from the NMH. Not terribly surprising. It's 13.5 minutes in and he's felt a lot of pressure, but
Ohio's going to look for the jump.
now he's going to be able to catch him out. Miracle, he's got no intelligence left. Can't blink whatsoever. Mega kill streak from mid one. Ooh, this OD. He's got 2,500 golds. Does he go straight for the blink? I hear a lasso. He's caught DJ, but DJ's caught him actually with the Centaur, Hellbear Smasher, and they're gonna have Mushi come in, finish off Moon. Yeah, they pop the Zeus ultimate to be able to kill a support, but it doesn't mean much. Oh, nice blink forward, Ohio. He stops, credit his tracks, gotta be able to finish him off. Ohio's out of control.
He has just gone so big for his team in this elimination game, dragging them up 15-3 right now for Fnatic, averaging more than a kill a minute as they've created so much space for Mushi. He hasn't even really had to do anything except press the haunt button, come in to clean up some kills, and absolutely secure it for his team. Once he grabs the Radiance, OG, there's no mech on them. It'll cancel the Bat initiation. The Zeus does not have enough HP to survive against this. No Glimmer Capes or anything like that. All of their heroes are so weak, Cap. They've got to get control before he gets that item.
How do they possibly do that, though? OG, at this point in time, they have to stall until they have the Battle Fury, stall until they get a Manta. But then they've got this really awkward timing where once you have those items, it's going to be not long before Fnatic. In fact, will he ever get these items? Another successful gank from Ohio and mid one.
This two-man wrecking crew right now is just completely shut out OG, as they're so used to having that mobile core be able to survive, but because of this quick Blink Dagger pickup and the Nyx being as leveled as he is, they're just not able to get any control, and most of their ward vision is centered around the enemy jungle, but it hasn't proved useful for their anti-mage quite yet.
OG just desperate to find a pick off in that bottom lane, run through the jungle, even with creep spotting them out, don't care.
They are just getting absolutely starched in this game 3 is 16-3. They're keeping up this pace of kill a minute.
BKB complete already by 16 minutes for this OD.
Yeah, and Ohio's just camping up this top lane, waiting for anybody to come, hoping that it's Miracle, but their time is not the charm. As everybody from Fnatic, they'll be content with just getting the tower, getting some more map control, and cutting off more avenues of Miracle's farm.
They've got about an 8,000 gold lead for Fnatic by 16 minutes.
Yeah, it's not even like they've got early game heroes. They've still got a Spectre. We saw what an OD can do in the late game.
Mushi is rather close to his relic as well. 3,400 gold now that the tier 2 tower falls.
Yeah, And OG, normally what ends up happening around the tier 2 top tower trade is you go for a Roshan, but OG are there's no chance that they go for the Roshan.
There's no world in which they could actually achieve something like that.
Yeah, so there's going to be no trade. Fnatic, I think, are going to get pretty emboldened by this and maybe even decide to go for the Rosh of their own at some point, but they could just continue to push down towers as Ohio is camping this mid area, making absolute sure that nobody can cross, and this is costing so much from OG is they have to just keep recycling sentries, and it's keeping Fly so poor right now. This
Plus,
mid tower?
I mean, on top of that, the lasso. They're going to be able to bring Mushi back. Okay, that's definitely not going to be it. Mushi starts going for Miracle, will be able to land the dagger, it looks like, but it's not going to be enough to finish him off.
Yeah, they're pinging him like crazy, but he's just going to pick up his relic now.
Time to send Mushi right on back to base.
Yeah, they want to make sure that that hero doesn't die, and they put further pressure on the anti-mage, slowing down his battle fury even more. These were the items that he had at 13 minutes into the game. Fnatic, though, have done such a good job of slowing him down.
And we're only talking about the anti-mage because obviously his farm progression is easily the most important for OG, but OG previously they were just kind of like sitting around the anti-mage. Maybe they were farming up a neutral camp or two, but everyone else is going to be criminally underfarmed on the side of OG, particularly those supports that they have to keep blowing more and more gold on those counter wards.
They've got 4 of the 5 bottom heroes in the game right now. The only person that's hanging around down there with them is Net, who doesn't really care that his net worth is this little. As they're setting up right now, Ohio, he's just scouting the area. He's going to see Miracle blink up. They're smoked up though. Fnatic, they really want this.
Counter ward laid out. They've already got a lightning bolt on Ohio, but he managed to get the stun on a Miracle, and Miracle's just going to get popped just like that. Fly, he tried to finish off Ohio, but it's not enough. Now he's going to be sent back. Oh, Fly's going to be dying to the imprisonment now. And a pretty worthy BKB used there for mid one. May not have been necessary, but they still got a kill on the Animage as well as the Pugna. Tier 2's already down, so where does Fnatic go from this? I guess the Tier 2 of bottom lane is the last one left. They take that. That'll be a Radiance complete for Mushi.
Yeah, good news for them though. For OG is that their anti-mage did manage to buy out, and this is where the real farm begins, but I just don't know if they have enough to get map control back. Normally in a position like this, you're able to fight without your AM, create space for them on the other side of the map, set up ganks, and just kind of keep the enemy team in disarray, but that is not the case whatsoever.
Yeah, 19-minute Battle Fury is definitely not the dream.
You know what is the dream though? Mushi picking up his Radiance and one more creep.
So a 20-minute Radiance when you've already gotten phase earn.
Yeah, he's really rich right now. And even without him available, this is fine. Just because Mushi at top, he's going to get gone on by Moon. But they don't nearly have enough damage for this.
Again, it doesn't really mean much. Turns around, daggers, no engagement to be had. Bottom tier 2 is taken by Fnatic.
Yeah, it is going to stop them from pushing though, because they use the Haunt. I think Mushi was like, is there somebody behind you? But it was just the Batrider.
In such a dramatic net worth difference so early on into this game, and you do have a farming hero. It's not like you can just go, all right guys, let's just fight. How do you come back in this kind of scenario?
Not sure. Probably just keep looking for pickoffs and let your AM get big.
Moon, nice little blink there to dodge the missile, is actually still trying to chase down Net. He is running over him. Nice kick there, but a mech, is that going to be able to keep him alive? Oh, Jesus, the send back once again. Unbelievable timing from DJ, and Moon no longer has a Firefly. The crit, oh, nice double stun from Ohio. They thought they were saving Moon, but really they were just adding another body to the pyre.
They just can't catch a break right now, and Fnatic, 20 minutes in, 20 kills, as OG are struggling to get anything on the map right now. This OD, the early BKB pickup, makes it almost impossible for OG to fight. And that isn't even considering Mushi. Like, he hasn't even really entered the fray quite yet. Miracle's gonna probably cut top wave, but so much map control for Fnatic.
Yeah, at this point, Fnatic don't really care. You can cut whatever you want. You can't actually really threaten objectives at this point. Certainly not that tier 1 tower. That's actually quite healthy. Meanwhile, the rest of Fnatic will gladly take an Aegis for themselves. So between Spectre Radiance and an OD Aegis plus Blink and BKB, Fnatic are pretty much unstoppable in team fights.
And Fnatic, there's okay. So in the last game, I was able to say, okay, they can still come back, guys.
Yeah.
They can still come back. But this is a completely different scenario. They've got 2 cores this time that are phenomenal at dragging the game out with OD and Spectre. Like, these were so good at this phase of the game too. And OG, they've only got this anti-mage where everything is just riding on him right now. But he can't really fight with the items that he has set up.
But he's going to be forced to eventually, as I'm sure Fnatic are going to try and poke uphill with this next Aegis. They might as well.
Yeah.
Even if it's not necessary for them to end the game anytime soon.
By the way, would you have said, a lot of people said MVP was the favorite against Liquid today? Does that mean if Fnatic win this game, all 4 favorites lost? Maybe the Liquid one was...
I don't know.
I
I didn't see MVP as a favorite, but
still,
the rest of these, yeah.
if they could complete,
Yeah,
that'd be insane. EG
I mean, Secret EG was also very close.
Yeah. These 2 would be the bigger ones though, Alliance and now OG. But they've still got a chance. Like, the craziest mana void of all time though, if I'm gonna be realistic.
Yeah, the mid one's gonna have to blow through so much mana. The stun comes out, brings Moon down to about half HP. It is going to be hard for them to push uphill against both a Zeus with Eat the Lens as well as a Pugna Ward.
Yeah, Spec is not the hero that you're going to commit either, just because you want him to keep mirroring wherever the anti-mage goes and push out the lane so he doesn't ever threaten any of your towers for comeback ult. Was that a Zeus ult though? Yes, it was. That mid lane though, it's really hard to go high ground against Zeus. But Fnatic, they know with this Aegis they want to try to get more, but there's no tier 2 tower available for them.
How do you go high ground against them?
I mean, you just force the anti-mage back. You're trying to bait somebody from OG to come out and take advantage, but OG's...
So you just slowly but surely chip back up until you see an opportunity to actually take a fight.
If Ohio sees a really good opportunity too, like he could just jump in on somebody, and I think Fnatic could commit with the haunts. Oh,
ooh, that's
this
a
might be
dangerous
aggressive
forward here from mid one. He does have the Aegis as well as the BKB. They're going to be able to combo this stuns up onto No-Tail, drops the ultimate, will be able to finish him off, and Moon is sent back. Fly. Oh, the dagger didn't quite hit, so he's going to be able to survive as well. That's a buyback on the Zeus. They now turn their focus onto this tier 3 tower. The Glyph is saving it some of this time. Stun on No-Tail, follow up, mid one's going to try and blow him up. He's really successful, Jesus. So much damage. Fly has to go back to the fountain again as another dagger comes in. They are just threatening every single hero that comes forward from OG and slowly but surely chipping away at these buildings.
Yeah, this is going to be a Rax for sure, as the Zeus doesn't have buyback. And this is a quick one. 24 minutes into the game is mid one's just going to blink forward, but Moon immediately just getting out of there. That's going to be a mid-Rax for free, as OG cannot contest that with the heroes that they have, but the anti-mage is putting the pressure on is Miracle. Can't stress enough. He's just got to accomplish so much. He's going to be the hero that opens up map presence for OG, as he manages to take down a tier 2 during this time. But definitely not worth the trade. The best you're going to get though in that scenario, if you're going to be optimistic.
Yeah, you're really not going to be able to do much until you have the Manta. Ohio looks to be picked off.
This is a nice one. They needed a kill like this just for morale alone.
Yeah, 515 gold for that. Looking forward to that fight recap. So, it's almost a 1500 gold exchange, and it's over 1600 experience.
Mystic Staff already for mid one, and this is going to be their high ground item as the Chen picks up the Hood of Defiance. He's going to want to go for the pipe. But did you see how far Fnatic were willing to dive? Didn't even really care.
Well, they get Blink Scythe. How does an AM ever split push? Because OD, if you ever get your hands on Animage, that Scythe of Ice, you just right click him like 2 or 3 times, drop the ultimate. Pretty sure he dies.
Mushi now has a Manta style completed too.
Ooh. The supports, they're not living a lovely life.
Yeah, Fly got so lucky there. Mushi just like clicked frantically around the map.
Oh,
what a bottom,
No-Tail,
No-Tail's dead again.
And that might actually be more. Yep, they're going to pop the Spectral Ultimate and chase down Moon as well. Beyond Godlike for one.
Oh, he's going to go top 2.
For the other, and he goes top lane to finish off Fly. We'll be able to get that one mega kill streak with a double kill. Mushi, he can still fight this down now. Crit is actually going to hit the boulder right onto Mushi. That's no good. Fnatic just stroll into OG's base like it's their business.
Earth Spirit's gonna buy back, but he doesn't have the ultimate available. I don't know how long he's gonna be able to hold this for by himself. Without the buyback from the Zeus, that's their high ground defense hero. This is gonna mean a second lane of racks for OG as things are really starting to get desperate here.
Certainly are. A lane of racks by 27 minutes. 2 lanes of racks by 28. No idea. Miracle Animage, it's a legend, but this seems to be too much for him to handle.
Fnatic have played this near flawlessly. Like, this kind of victory is not something that I expected in game number 3. I thought this was going to be a long game, a close one. OG, the kings of map presence, but Fnatic have, they've just played such good Dota. That's going to be a
2800
full
gold
hex.
already on the Spectre. Full Scythe of Ice on the OD. The items just rolling in time after time. The Chen almost has 10k net worth already. DJ, how?
So OG, they're just going to push out the lanes, but the rest of them are sitting in bases. Miracle's the only one that can really afford to leave the base and farm. He just has to get bigger if they're going to be able to fight. Like, Anti-Mage is not the best fighting core with just like 1 or 2 items. So he's going to power farm as much as he can. But Fnatic, now they've got a way to deal with him as they picked up the Hex on mid 1. And he still has a decent BKB timer too. That's the scarier part. Because this is still an 8-second BKB. And now you've got the Reaver completed on Mushi. He's going to be the one to push out top lane once again. Everybody from Fnatic assembled near this bottom tower. They know one more Rax and they can tip OG over.
Scythe being used on Moon. He's trying to lay out a Firefly defense at this point, but they do have the pipe on DJ, and they'll gladly blow it for some sieging time. Mid 1 jumps forward once again. He's going to go for straight for no tail. Gets him 2. Still no buyback on him. Crit does manage to get back to the fountain, but oh Jesus! Thought Crit was saving the fountain. Nope. Mid 1. He takes that gladly with the ultimate. They'll go right back to that tier 3 tower. And OG, they simply have no response to this. Fnatic have run one of the cleanest games that we've seen all event. After such a rough game number 2, they've done it. Fnatic beat OG in 2-1 in this best of 3 elimination match. Unbelievable. What a day of underdogs.
Okay, so the EG Secret game, coin flip. The MVP Liquid game, coin flip. But almost everybody I knew, analysts, pros, they're just like, Alliance should have this, OG should have this. Those are the 2 secured games.
I mean, I
They
really
don't
felt
care.
Complexity was like, I thought they were a good team. They'd have a chance
I was
against.
gonna say, not enough Moon, too much Meander, but... Oh well.
You tried. You tried.
When you warned us the joke was coming.
Yeah.
You gotta ambush us with it.
You should have thrown that one out again.
I like the Chen.
Rule number 1 in the pound, just go for it. Don't think about it.
Why did you mention that you had a joke prepared? You have
I
to
felt like the moment had passed, so I had to explain why I was telling the joke.
Okay. You have to pretend you were planning on using it all along. At the moment that you used it, that's the way it works.
Oh, mid 1, concentrating. DJ, pretty chilled.
Hey, why do you think the Winter Wyvern got banned out?
Ohio looks happy. That's...
I think Ohio is probably a bowl of nerves after he made the game-losing Mist Ravage.
I mean, Wyvern is a go-to fly support as to why it's banned this game. Normally, he's been picking it versus Enigma.
Good deep push,
Yeah.
good against the Chen. Fnatic like to kind of group up and push around
Where's-
the Chen pretty
Where's the
decent now.
Phoenix if you want a Chen counter?
That's what they banned the Wyvern in the jar. To me, that says they want to push. That's...
Tournament. And I think looking at how the last 2 games went, where the early game laning stage didn't come into play, we just had a 60-plus
Yeah.
minute game where
Roshan was more
Roche
important.
became very important. So my guess would be OG chose Dire, but and also just knowing that Enigma very likely was going to be elevated to a band that
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to first pick Enigma anymore. So I think because of that, first pick becomes less valuable.
Oh, the Earth Spirit.
It's
Makes sense.
good
But
hero,
protect-
good pair.
I wonder if again it comes down to so much whether they're putting Miracle mid, safe lane. They'll put him safe lane if they know his lane's not going to be contested, but it means if he is mid, he's got the Earth Spirit, so lane goes well.
What do you guys think? Oh, I was gonna ask about Moon, but that's pretty no-tail zero. I mean, Moon can play it,
We
but
played it game 1, yeah.
yeah.
Flexible.
What do you guys think of Moon's performance last game? Because I think early on in the game, he wasn't that good.
Shaky.
He was, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say
He seems nervous. He actually seems like that to me is probably the one word I'd use to describe him right now.
yeah, exactly. I had a joke prepared. Then
I think
why
it was
not?
huge this game.
I think if there's an enigma, the other team will definitely want to take bounty hunter.
We're going to find out if a team wants bounty hunter because we are in the draft of game number 3, guys. It is the last match of the day. It is like 1 a.m. here local time. These teams, they are ready for this. They have to win this game in order to make it to the next tournament day because
So
because we're in
first
the lower
pick
bracket.
is Fnatic this
No
time.
enigma.
No enigma.
Not going to solve your problems that way.
So
Okay,
they
so-
love Nature's Prophet. Chen is the other big
We
one.
saw like the NP completely ignored because of the first pick Enigma, and I think OG were like, hey, for game 1 I was like, let's give them NP because they love NP, but we'll get Enigma. But Fnatic may go back for it now.
Do they just pick Earth Spirit maybe because DJ plays it well? It's very good at pressuring the mid lane. It's
They want the OD though.
okay.
Typically, I mean, you talk about protecting Miracle's farm, and you talk about like what the Earth Spirit can do. We'll put it on crit then.
I mean, that game showed how strong OD is. He got absolutely dumpstered mid lane, and he still ended up.
Absolutely.
And that's
They just want to go to bed.
Well, there's Drow available. OG could ban it now.
Shadow Shaman available still as well.
I don't think you want
This is
Drow.
supported
I'm not a. I mean, Drow OG's okay. I'm just. That to me was not the best duo last game, even though they end up winning with it. Though again, it goes back to the fact they shouldn't have maybe won.
Right, I don't think the Drow was good last game either.
I think it's consistent with Fnatic's psychological state right now, maybe after the last game, that it makes sense to want to go for a pushing strategy.
Yep.
You
So
don't
what
want
are-
to drawn out.
Yeah, you want to try win based on strategy and not have to go into the clutch late game because
Yeah.
that's where your players are not going to be in the best and just even fatigue, mental like instability, like things are going to get tougher.
I hope they're not. I hope these aren't exactly their reasons, because that does not suggest much confidence.
No, I mean this is actually this is like the main playstyle of the tournament anyway.
Yeah.
But I just think they're gonna force it, and I think
I still think they generally are much. Their win percentage goes up a lot when they win early. They're not the best late game
Absolutely. And
team.
we talked going back before the group stage even began. The like pros are
Having a huge impact in the late game fights. Natural Hex Carrier, great at keeping teammates alive and dodging clutch spells. Like that was one of the worst OD performances you'll ever see. Not Miracle's fault, but he still had a big impact.
also rushing really fast. We saw that
Yeah.
a few times. Just that damage.
They're probably talking things through here.
So
The OG's been the key. I mean, it was the key pick. It was banned in game 1. OG know Fnatic will want to go for that as a first stage pick when they have second pick, for example. And it's been elevated to first pick because it was the pick in the previous game as well.
What do you think of?
so there's Void, there's Tide. I'd be surprised if OG don't pick either of them here. I think they'll get at least they'll get one. Batrider's also available. That's the other really big hero.
What do we think about the difference of Radiant Dire? Obviously, the first 2 games, Fnatic was Dire on both times. First pick was for OG both times. Who do you think made the change in terms of wanting to swap it up?
I think OG chose. I think Dire is incredibly important. I mean, looking at just raw win rates, it's something like 60+% win rate at this